If you're over the age of 40, the chances are really good that you've heard this at least once or twice when you've been interviewing for a job. I think you're a bit overqualified for this role.
Yeah, honestly, I think you're like a bit overqualified for this role.
No, you're overqualified for this role. You'll be bored.
I think you're very overqualified for this role. There's a concern that you wouldn't stay here for the long term.
If this or anything like it sounds familiar to you, stick around. I am going to share with you 4 tips on how to overcome the overqualified objection so you can continue on in the interview process. Stick with me till the end. You're going to want to see this.
Let me show you something.
Recruits, my friends, welcome. My name is Darren DeLuca, but you can call me the Ramblin' Recruiter. I am a U.S. Army veteran, an author, a job coach and career counselor, and I've been a recruiter for nearly 2 decades now. My passion is helping you find the job of your dreams and make the most of your career. First step to doing that is subscribing. And please click the bell to enable notifications so you never miss another tip, trick, or tutorial again. At the end of this video, please visit my Facebook group as well. Link is down below in the description. Don't forget, another August video is another chance to enter the August 2019 subscriber contest. The link to that video should be up here. Check it out. While you're at it, go ahead and smash that like button. Give me a thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm when you do that. A recent Wall Street Journal ad published on August 19th discussed overqualification as a trap that anybody can fall into at any time. My question is overqualification for a job really a real thing, or is it just an objection that is a code word for ageism or age discrimination? In other words, you're too old for this role. And in this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to combat this objection so you can continue forward in the interview process, even if your skills are above the level of the job you're interviewing for. So, quick shameless soapbox rant here. Personally, I think it's disgusting the way that we treat our elders in the United States in 2019 and have been for years. The bottom line is this is an area that I think the Eastern cultures do a much better job in. When you get to a point where at the age of 40, you're now referred to as old as it relates to your career, and you have to be diligent to prevent being discriminated against because of your age, something is terribly wrong. You can overcome recruiter or hiring manager objections that you are overqualified for a role if you know what levers to pull and you can clearly articulate your motivations for a position. Let me explain. According to this Wall Street Journal article, there are 2 main reasons why a hiring manager wouldn't necessarily want to hire an overqualified candidate. Number 1, there's a fear that this superstar, this overqualified individual, won't be motivated to do a good job, they won't be hungry, and that they'll be a flight risk, just ready to leave the next time a better opportunity presents itself. And 2 is fear. They fear that this overqualified individual may show them up, make them look bad, or possibly be even after their job. This is a real thing. Management by fear is absolutely positively a real thing in corporate America today. And I would suspect in corporations around the world, management by fear is something that happens all the time. You know, the bottom line is there's a ton of pressure on middle management. And most middle managers are so laser focused on getting to their next level in their career that they would rather do nothing than make a mistake. Now, me personally, I'm an old infantryman. I believe it's better to make a plan and execute on that plan, even if it's not necessarily the best plan in the world, with decisive and definitive action. So maybe there is some plausibility to these reasons that managers may feel somebody is overqualified. Age discrimination, or ageism, is everywhere in our corporate culture today. Go look at any job description on Indeed.com or LinkedIn or any other job board, and go look at the experience requirements that they're asking for. 2 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years. I challenge you to find one job description that asks for 20 plus years. I challenge you to find one job description that talks about how they're looking for a mature employee who has many years of experience and wisdom and life lessons. You won't find it. what you'll find are things like, we're looking for an up-and-coming superstar. We're looking for somebody with a year or two of experience. One perception of these star candidates is that they don't possess that hunger, right? That scrappiness, that willingness to do whatever needs to be done. Now, this is my first tip in overcoming the overqualified objection, is make sure that you demonstrate that you are that scrappy person who's more than willing to roll up their sleeves and get in there and do the work. So being scrappy, you need to show, not tell, through good, clear behavioral demonstrations following the STAR format. You might want to watch my video on behavioral interviews if you have questions on that. You need to show, not tell, that you are absolutely willing to roll up your sleeves and get it done, whatever the job may be. A really great example of somebody who's extremely scrappy is Marcus Lemonis. Check out the TV show The Prophet. Now here's Marcus Lemonis. He's a multimillionaire private equity investor. He owns pieces of hundreds of companies. When he goes into these businesses, he is absolutely not afraid to do whatever needs to be done. If that's take out the trash, you'll see him taking out the trash. If that's doing the dishes at a restaurant, you will see him doing dishes. I have watched episodes of The Prophet and seen Marcus grilling meat in a restaurant. I have seen him doing hair in a salon. I've seen him taking out trash in an ice cream place. Marcus is not afraid to be scrappy, to roll up his sleeves and get it done, whatever the job may be. If you're getting the objection that you're overqualified for this role, you need to do a really good job of showing that you are scrappy. Tip number 2, your motivations have to be really clear. Okay, if you're applying for and interviewing for roles that would be considered too junior for you, you're overqualified for. Maybe, I'll use the example if you're an accountant, maybe you were previously an assistant controller, now you're interviewing for a senior accountant role. You need to be really clear as to what your motivations for wanting to do that are. At some point in our career, every single one of us is likely to be out of a job at some point. And I don't know about you, but I need to work. So that feeling of I need a job, any job, I'll take whatever, can really overwhelm you sometimes and get you to interview for positions that you normally wouldn't even consider. However, desperation is probably the only emotion worse than uncertainty when it comes to the list of things that nobody wants to hire. So I'll take a job, any job is not the motivation that you want to be putting forward. You've got to find, what does this role teach you that you didn't already know? What does this role provide for you that you didn't already have? Maybe you worked for a very small company and titles were inflated. You need to absolutely tell them that. Maybe you're getting near retirement age and you just don't need the money anymore. You're looking for a way to stay busy and pass on the skills that you've got and provide value to the company that you're applying for. Make sure you are very clear about those motivators. So what are your motivators? Leave me a comment below and let me know. Maybe you're changing gears, maybe you're changing careers, maybe you're getting towards the end of your career and you're just looking for something to occupy your time and keep some income coming in. Let me know what your motivators are for taking a role that you're overqualified for below in the comments. We've all been there, right? We've been in that situation where money is an issue and you need a job. The best way to eliminate that feeling of desperation, because believe me, that desperation shows through when you are on an interview, is to take the financial pressure off yourself. One of the best ways you can go about taking that financial pressure off yourself is with today's video sponsor, Slogan Seller. Slogan Seller is one of the coolest online marketplaces I've ever seen, where regardless of your technical abilities or your writing abilities, you can enroll in this program and earn money online just by writing catchy phrases, words, slogans, etc. Check out the link below in the description, sign up for the Slogan Seller marketplace and start creating some words and phrases, upload them to their system, they sell, you get paid, financial pressure relieved, you can go back to interviewing without feeling desperate. Tip number 3, be clear about what you value in the position that you're interviewing for. right? If you're getting the objection that, hey, you're overqualified, make sure that you're clearly articulating what you value about this position. What does it teach you? Maybe you've only ever worked in big companies in your career and now you're excited at the possibility of working in a startup. Maybe you've only worked in small private companies before and you're excited to work for a public company. Be very clear with whoever is telling you you're overqualified, that this position gives you the opportunity to learn new skills, to flex new muscles, to do new things, and be very clear about what it is that you value. Tip number 4, books are judged by their covers. I'm sorry to say it's 2019, it shouldn't be this way, but the fact of the matter is, it is this way. Books are judged by their cover. So if you're getting the objection that you're overqualified, you need to take a look at yourself in the mirror. Does your suit look like it's from the mid-90s? Does your hairstyle or makeup look like it's from 1997? You need to update your look, update your style, update your resume, update yourself that you've just kept up. Look, it's one of the biggest problems out there that people who have gaps in their resume face is, what did you do during that gap time to keep your skills fresh? If you show up to an interview looking like you haven't been on a job interview in 20 years, you're very likely to run into that overqualified objection. Bonus tip here, folks, and I can't stress this one enough. Bring the energy. If you have concerns that you're being told you're overqualified or that you're too old, maybe you're 45 years old, all your coworkers are going to be 25 years old, you need to bring the energy. If you show up sleepy, tired, low energy, that's going to show through. That's one of the main concerns going through the head of the hiring manager is, does this person have enough spark, enough energy to invigorate my team? Are they going to fit in with my team? If you have a team of 22 to 25 year olds, yeah, they're going to be pretty high energy. Are you going to be able to keep up as a 45-year-old? Absolutely you can, and you have life experiences and wisdom. You'll get extreme value from that. But if you appear to be, I hate to say this, but old and tired, that's how they're going to perceive you. So bring your energy, bring your A game. You know, a couple of times throughout this video, I've used the phrase show, not tell. Well, don't tell me you've had that experience. Demonstrate it for me with one of your real-world examples. If you want to get some really, really in-depth detail on very specific questions, many of which are the questions that trip people up on interviews, you are going to want to check out the book, The Ultimate Guide to Job Interview Answers by Bob Firestone. Bob spent 15 years analyzing thousands of job interviews, and he's created answers to those questions that you can plug your own variables into. These answers win every time. They've been tested and proven time and again. There'll be a link to The Ultimate Guide to Job Interview Answers below in the description, especially if you're a younger person who's starting to interview for jobs for the first time. Maybe you just graduated. This might be the best 25 bucks you've ever spent. I've got a newly designed t-shirt in the Rambling Recruiter merch store. I'm going to put a promo code down below in the description that'll get you 10% off. Check it out, it's pretty cool. So I want to hear from you. Have you ever been told that you're overqualified for a job? If so, do you think that that might have had something to do with your age? Leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. And if we get enough people commenting, we can build up a whole guide to overcoming the overqualified objection right here in the video comments. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe and click the bell to enable notifications so you never miss another tip, trick, or tutorial. Do that and you'll be feeding the children. I've got 2 of them and they're hungry.